All right, so I'm going to do a subject-specific video here while I'm out hiking with my two. I've done plenty, oh God, over 10 or more. I did when my Rottweiler Bowie was a puppy. So, I mean, I put out, I think it was another channel, maybe the Canine Counselor was called, or my name, but you might be able to find, I put out like videos with hiking in Colorado when I lived there. 2007, 6, 8, something like that. And I just never stuck with it. Boy, would that have been a different game for me if I had just done like this I'm doing now every day, right? So anyway, hiking with your dog. How do I do it? Some dogs do have the natural inclination. Some people, when you were the puppy, because they're more likely to follow you, you can imprint that without a leash, at least to start, and then kind of enhance it or clean up the loose ends, with a long line or a remote collar down the road when they're an adult. But basically what you want to do, number one, you want your dog to be able to listen to you. You want your dog to trust command right when they're near you, walking, doing place in the house, close range, obvious leash stuff, reinforcing with treats if it's a young puppy, getting it to be normalized when you say it happens without any distractions, and then build into that the 3Ds, duration, distance, distractions. Further distances, new environments, new distractions, stronger distractions. Right, so that's just, again, while your dog's just listening to basics. Heel, sit down, a little bit of recall. But even then, it's like, don't let your dog get distracted to listen if they don't know how to listen when they're listening to start. Then start doing what a recall. I just posted a video with a client's Rottweiler puppy about, your dog has to learn with recall to be distracted and then be able to just, when they hear the command, check back in. So that's a kind of response, kind of reaction time type of thing that you have to drill into them. And then you start applying it in environments where you actually want to make it happen off leash. So what I do is I teach my dog first when we're hiking, just like a regular walk, stay close and a heel, loose leash for the first, rounds. Then I start giving them a little more freedom with a short leash. And when they get a little too distracted, I call them back to recall, or something's coming ahead like a dog, person, animal. I call them back to me, have them sit. So they learn that anytime you see something new, and again, in life in general, not just on the trail, if they have that issue in life, it's not going to be easier on the trail. To just acknowledge it, follow a command, either close to me to check in or come back with a recall, and then hold it checking in unless I instruct you otherwise. Then we add more distance. Then we add, less leash, and just keep proofing it. I mean, that's where they're at now. Where Minnie, I did this. Minnie used to be terrible at it. What she'd do, she would like linger behind, not ever run ahead, unless they're like a person. She likes people. But she'd sniff. A little center, little nose would get caught up in something, and then she'd be like too far. So I'd put a leash on her, and then I'd recall her from the back to me to get in front. So now she knows to keep up. Sue is a puppy. I did a lot of this. I was in Alaska with him when he was young. So we just did a lot of natural trail stuff. And then I added a recall. Like even here, he's caught in a scent. Perfect example. That's the example I want to show you. He learned that at that point, if I got about 30 feet or so, which is a long leash, I'm going to call him. And I've done it enough consistently that it's just conditioned into him and I might have to proof him. I'm actually using a remote collar on him because this is a new trail. And we're still, he's young and we haven't done as much off leash as I'd like to trust him. So if I do call him, like if he didn't naturally kind of retract back, I'd use the command. And that's what I want to do, is use that command so much. That's how I got him to retract back. That's all he did. I would have called him by then with a leash and followed through. Now it's a pretty normal thing. And then we just proof it, new environments, new kind of distractions. But really, if you're hiking with your dog, unless you're telling them to stay put somewhere or to go hunt out for you, which isn't what my dogs are doing here, how far ahead do you want to get them? I don't want them getting so lost, or, wildlife harming them, or other people they're interfering with, or whatever, right? So let them roam. They're zigzagging back and forth here just fine. They don't have to run to the car and back. And then I back it up with a recall if for any reason I need it. So that's how you teach your dog to hike. It's just step by step. People want to have their cake and eat it too. And they even don't want to have the proper relationship that would actually foster your dog to not be independent minded. Sue knows that checking in with me on all fronts of life is how he gets his needs met. So even when he's distracted, he's there grazing on some tall grass there, he knows to come back because he loves me. And it's not based on love. It's based on leadership and associations I've conditioned beyond consistently. 2 + 2 always equaled 4 when I trained him. And that's how you get what you want out of your dog too.